barley has been with us for a long time. It's one of the oldest known domestic grains, growing in fields for more than 10,000 years. And during that time, we've come up with a few ways to use it in animal feed, malt for alcoholic beverages or malted milk, and of course, in cooking and in baking. It's incredibly nutritious, it's wonderfully filling, and definitely deserves a place in the kitchen spotlight. I'm Charity Neppy. On this episode of Iowa Ingredient, we'll visit eastern Iowa to see how one farmer harvests this beautiful grain. Then Chef Eric Johnson will stop by the studio kitchen to share a few hearty recipes using barley. All that and more coming up next on Iowa Ingredient.
Funding for Iowa Ingredient is provided by the W.T. and Edna M. Dahl Trust, Chef Lisa Laval of Trellis Cafe and the River Center, and Chef Michael Laval of the Des Moines Embassy Club. For more than 100 years, the Des Moines Embassy Club has provided a place to dine, celebrate, and do business, located in downtown Des Moines and in West Des Moines. And the Friends of Iowa Public Television Foundation.
I say barley and you say, well, a lot of people would say beer, but beer isn't the only thing that barley has going for it. While you may not think about cooking with this ancient grain on a daily basis in your kitchen, it's actually quite versatile. You can use it to thicken up soups, you can use it in salads to enhance the flavor or the texture, and in some recipes like risotto or veggie burgers, it can even be the star of the show. With a little bit of culinary creativity, barley can add as much in flavor as it does in nourishment. A member of the grass family, barley is grown all over the world. Throughout history, it's been so commonplace that it's at the root of the English measurement system. In 1324, King Edward II standardized the inch as equal to 3 grains of barley. In Iowa, barley is planted in the spring, as soon as the soil is dry enough to till. By mid-July, it's ripe, and when the moisture level is right, it's time to harvest.
I've always loved being dirty. I love mechanical things. I love wrenching, fixing, restoring, those kind of things.
Tony Kenobi is a retired banker whose heart never left the farm. He started collecting antique tractors before he had an acreage to drive them on. He saw an opportunity to put his equipment to use, growing a few acres of wheat and barley near Davenport.
This combine is by far the newest piece of equipment we have, and it's 40 years old.
The combine harvester is a familiar feature in Iowa's fall landscape. It performs 3 functions, taking a lot of the work out of preparing this grass for consumption. First, it does the reaping, which is the cutting and gathering of the plants. Then, the threshing, removing the edible part of a grain from the husk and straw. And finally, winnowing, or separating the grain from the chaff.
So we're going to engage the separator and the reel and get it up to speed. Lower the head, and away we go.
Once harvested, half of the U.S. barley crop is grown as livestock feed, and the other half is for human consumption. Tony's barley is sent to a local distillery to become bourbon whiskey. About 25% of the U.S. barley crop is malted after harvest. This fascinating step in the beer brewing process involves sprouting, then drying the grain. This alters the starches in the grain, releasing the sugars needed for fermentation. When it comes to eating it, pearled barley is what most people are familiar with. After harvest, it goes through a polishing process, or pearling, to remove the bran. It's often featured in soups, salads, stews, and can make a creamy risotto.
We're trying to cut it low so we capture all the straw and sell the straw as well. We're going just about as slow as this machine will go. The stuff that comes out of the back of the combine, the straw, sits in these windrows, we call them, and we'll come along and bale that. The barley straw we're selling to a dairy farmer out by Donahue, Iowa, and he feeds that to his dry cows.
For Tony, this versatile grain is a rewarding hobby and a connection to so many things he loves.
I love hard work. I just love being outside. I love the equipment, the farming, you know, everything about it. It's just fun.
Farm to Table, a social movement that promotes serving local food through direct acquisition from the producer. Several of our Iowa ingredient chefs embrace this movement. Eric Johnson is one of them.
We're connecting, we're that middle ground of connecting the community to the farmers and to a different style of food.
With experiences in big cities like Denver and Chicago, this native Iowan brought his talent back to his home state, heading up the kitchen for the former Northside Bistro in Iowa City. His passion for fresh ingredients runs deep, and his relationships with growers and producers is one of the things he likes most about being a chef.
They are the most welcoming people. They see that you want their product, and then they'll be ringing you up on the phone and they're like, hey, Lane, what do you think if I do this? Or Lane, if I feed this to my cattle, Lane, do you think it will change the flavor? It's a teaching and student relationship between both of us. Is they're giving us the ideas of what we could do with their product and then what they've tried. And then we give them ideas of how we're serving.
Chef Eric hopes to continue to work with fresh ingredients on a new culinary path in Iowa. You can go to our website to find out where Chef Eric and all of our Iowa ingredient chefs are cooking throughout the state and beyond.
I'm hoping that we get some kind of emotion, or we tap on some kind of string that people are like, I understand it, it's a food with a message, and it's good for you in the end. Like, it's good for you as a person and community and environmentally.
The restaurant business is fast-paced, but a passionate chef is always willing to stop and educate his or her diners on what's in a dish and what it means. Iowa chefs like Eric Johnson are hoping to bring farm to table to a new, exciting level. And now we're here in the kitchen with Chef Eric. We're going to do some cooking with Barley. And tell me what we're going to make.
So we are going to do a cured pork belly. We're going to cure that with fresh barley and dried barley. And then we are going to cook that in barley beer. And then we are going to pair that with this barley risotto and some seasonal vegetables and the salsa verde and nasturtiums.
Nice. Oh, nasturtiums. Interesting. So barley every step of the way.
Yep.
And we're going to start with this barley risotto, but this is not a traditional risotto.
No, this is our version of what risotto could be with different grains.
Okay, all right. So the barley here is already cooked.
Yes, it is. We par it off, so we cook this for around 30 minutes with like 5 cups of water, or you could use veggie stock or any kind of stock, and you're just trying to cook it until it's tender.
Let's get started then.
So first we will add the butter.
That's a great way to start.
Once that's kind of melted, we're going to sweat off the garlic. Not trying to brown any of it. We're just trying to kind of infuse some of that flavor so the barley is flavored a little stronger.
All right. And then the onions?
Yep.
All right.
So we just let that cook then. And we'll get it nice and tender. So next we're going to...
that's all cooked down.
We'll add the barley and use all that. We found that this barley in particular, the hulled barley, if you want it kind of sticky like traditional risotto, you can use the pearled. So we named this, for the application that we're using with the pork, we think it has a little bit better texture, and it's a little more interesting.
All right, really holds up.
Yeah, it won't be as pasty. And then we will deglaze it with some white wine. And then we'll kind of let all of the wine cook out from it. So we will season it with the mushroom powder and sumac.
All right, well, I am dying to find out what this tastes like.
You get those kind of notes then.
Yeah, I mean, I can taste the barley, and I love how toothsome it is. It really gives you a great texture, and the mushroom flavor is good, but that sumac, that is a real tartness. I really love that. All right, next step is the pork belly, and you have used barley every step of the way here, so tell me what you did.
As much as possible. So we've cured the pork belly with this mixture of salt. There's raw green barley in there, hard barley, and then we pulse it into this little powder, and then we rub it onto a piece of pork belly.
All right, and what does the rub do for it?
So the rub, with the curing salt and salt in there, will pull out the moisture, which will allow the barley to set into the meat. Okay. It also will tighten up the meat, so when you're eating it, you don't even have to do it on pork, but it will tighten the meat up and give it a little better texture.
And you've got this plastic bag here because you've prepared this to be cooked in a sous vide bath.
Yep. So then we cook it in our sous vide, which we have to do in an oven, but we bake it at like 425 for maybe an hour until it's just nice and braisy tender.
Okay, and that's where we are.
That's where we are here.
And so the next step is to sear that, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Just give it a little press down so we can kind of get the crust started.
All right, so the pork belly has rested, and it's time to put all the pieces together.
Yep. Now we will start by putting down some of the nasturtium salsa verde. It would go well with the barley. And then we'll put a piece of this barley cured pork. We get some of our vegetables here. Pretty colors and textures.
And flavors.
These were just cooked in just a little cultured butter and some rock salt. And this is some preserved green garlic. We'll just kind of build piles everywhere. We have some mustards and dills and peas, just kind of what the diet of the hog is. So,
oh, nice.
I mean, that whole idea of where it eats, what it eats, I mean, we kind of think it should be paired with it. Yep.
Nice.
Put some of these little pickled mustard seeds.
That barley with the hull, that gives that nice toothsome texture, paired with the tender pork and all of these great vegetables. That is a really innovative way to use barley, and it's beautiful. Chef Eric, thank you. When I think about barley, I don't think about dessert. But we are gonna make a dessert with barley, right?
We are.
What are we gonna make?
So we're going to do a apple pie with 3 components of barley. The first one will be in the crust. It's a sprouted barley crust. So we use barley. You soak it in water overnight, put it in the dehydrator, and you start to see the little sprouts come out.
Okay.
And then we dehydrate that one more time, powder it, and then we make our pastry dough out of that.
All right.
And then we'll also do puff barley, and then we have a barley caramel that will be
Awesome.
drizzled over it. So we're gonna make this apple pie filling.
All right.
We got 3 different varieties, and this is whatever you can get at the supermarket. A little bit of salt will help pull out the moisture.
All right.
Some cornstarch will be sort of a thickening agent for it. Sugar, and then cinnamon.
All right.
So and it's very traditional, but it's just those fall flavors that
They may be traditional, but for a reason, because they can't be beat. All right, so that's the filling that will be baked into the tarts. But tell me about this puffed barley. What's this about?
So this is pearled barley.
Okay, and this is the kind of stuff that we've been throwing in soups forever.
Yep.
Okay.
But we overcook the heck out of it. So if you are a good cook or a bad cook, you can't really mess this
All
up.
right, cook it till it's mush.
Yep.
All right.
And then once it's mushy, we'll rinse it, and then we put it in a dehydrator.
Okay.
Then you can put it in the oven at 150. If you want to let your oven run overnight, and just let it sit there, and then you'll end up with this texture.
Okay.
And it's kind of, it's still a little wet. You don't want to get it, if it's completely dry, you're not going to get the grain to puff. So we'll add a little of this.
All right.
And
so you've got
once you see it starting to come to the surface, we pull it off, and then we'll season it with some cinnamon sugar. We'll probably let this go like a minute.
Okay.
You wait all of the little moisture that is left in there. We want that to completely evaporate.
Nice.
We keep it pretty dry because we'll add a little bit of caramel in here. You can get this from Asian stores and supermarkets, so it's a pretty common ingredient nowadays.
All right. All right, and then they would go in the oven.
Yes.
All right, and for how long?
So we bake it around 350 for 20 minutes. That's in a convection oven, so then you can adjust accordingly for home standard ovens.
All right, and this is what they look like when they come out. That is beautiful.
This is all nice and roasted and glazed. And if you want to put a nice handful of, this is just crunchy and adds a nice texture.
Sure.
The caramel will help soften things up too.
right.
So
So we've got the barley, the sprouted barley, along with some AP flour in the crust.
Yep.
We've got the barley caramel, and then the puffed barley.
Yep. It's a whole lot of textures
Beautiful
and taste of barley.
apple tart. Yeah, let's give that a try. The barley caramel is such an interesting flavor. It's a lovely apple tart, and I do love that crunch on top. Chef Eric, thank you so much.
Thank you.
can smell that. Can't you smell that? That's the key to Italian cooking. It's simple, fresh ingredients, and that's kind of how we stick to it around here.
It's a blueprint that has evolved over centuries, making this Mediterranean cuisine among the most popular in the world. And many chefs enjoy cultivating dishes with strong ties to the community. The fresh flavors can come straight from the garden, farm, or, as Tercey's Latin King in Des Moines has found, a local aquaponics operation.
I know it's an old cliche, but fresh is best. Garden fresh, vine ripened, whatever term you want to use, those are the best products you can possibly use for anything that you're going to eat.
Salmon Riviera.
With a foothold in antiquity itself, the modern blending of aquaculture and hydroponics has seen a steady rise since the late 1990s. When he was a student at the University of Iowa, Josh Hentz stumbled on the concept of aquaponics, and he was hooked. Through research and networking, he connected the dots to get a system up and running.
I've believed in this thing for a long time, and I believe in kind of challenging the status quo a little bit and challenging the current food system that we have.
In climates like Iowa's, greenhouses are a key component of the operation, which is essentially a symbiotic relationship between plants and fish. Simply feed the fish. Their waste fertilizes plant roots that drink from connected grow beds. The plants clean up the water for the fish, and the cycle continues. While some see the organically certifiable system as a creative way to fulfill local needs, others envision a tool to help turn lives around.
I grew up in the Bay Area, California. Freshman year, I started taking Vicodin, taking it from my mom, and gradually went from more pills a day to like 6 to 10, and about senior year, I got introduced to Oxycontin, and my life kind of went downhill from there.
For Adam Harrison, unfortunate circumstances followed as he descended into addiction and eventually became homeless. But a friend who had witnessed his downward spiral was able to convince Adam to accept a charitable gesture that took him from the urban jungle to a refuge in America's heartland.
He told me about the place in Iowa called St. Gregory's, and that's pretty much how I found out about it.
Upon admission to St. Gregory's, Adam witnessed the retreat's unique approach to rehabilitation.
We look at addiction and say this is a choice-based program that's focused on cognitive behavioral therapy. And we say we can't change the stimulus by any means. But what we can try to target is say, okay, what can we do to change the thought process and therefore create a new action that's more positive?
While tending a garden and nurturing marine life may seem like unconventional therapy, the technique is helping some to blossom.
It takes me out of myself, and instead of being so selfish, I instantly fell in love with, giving back and, helping others and helping Josh trim the basil or feed the fish. Whatever it took, I was out here mopping floors, sweeping.
Preparing their harvest on site lets St. Gregory's residents tantalize their taste buds and take pride in their work. Sales of bumper crops to local restaurants will eventually help fund scholarships for addicts lacking the financial means to follow through with their hopes of recovery. While St. Gregory's continues its noble mission of fostering personal growth, its garden produce is making customers very happy.
It's just that immediate pop and even the aroma that hits your nose before it even hits your mouth. I don't want to buy basil from anybody else.
That's it for this week's show. Thank you for joining us as we explore Iowa's food scene. I'm Charity Nebbe. See you next time for another appetizing episode of Iowa Ingredient. Keep in mind that circumstances are always changing, so please take a moment to check ahead if you're planning to visit a restaurant, farm, or event featured on the show.
Funding for Iowa Ingredient is provided by the W.T. and Edna M. Dahl Trust, Chef Lisa Laval of Trellis Cafe and the River Center, and Chef Michael Laval of the Des Moines Embassy Club. For more than 100 years, the Des Moines Embassy Club has provided a place to dine, celebrate, and do business, located in downtown Des Moines and in West Des Moines. And the Friends of Iowa Public Television Foundation.